Aitor, good morning. We're obviously here at an unusually early time for a military press conference because of Ali's funeral. You did sort of dedicate Tuesday's victory to Ali, and it's going to be a very sad day, but remembering a man with so much positive energy and such a great love for this football club.
Yes, I said after the Leeds game when I knew that news that everything that we could do for him wasn't enough, because he deserves all the best, because he loved this club, and for that reason the best thing to treat with him is to win the games, to do our best, and on the game we did our best. It was a difficult game because at the beginning with the minute of applause, and we started the game conceding a goal, and it was difficult, but the players with his help were really good on the pitch, and finally we could win the game.
Sad occasions sometimes do things like this, but they bring people together, and football is particularly good at that sort of thing. So the people of Teesside have got a last chance to pay their respects, obviously at the Riverside Stadium and of course at the old ground Ayresome Park before your time, and nevertheless where Middlesbrough used to play and Ali used to commentate. So it's an important time. Football can bring people together at difficult times, can't it?
Yes, football sometimes is not fair, because sometimes the people speak about football and about how many million or how many cars the players have, or a lot of things, but the football is, I think, the only thing that can put together a lot of things. For example, now speaking about Ali, when something happens on the world, always is a friendly game to help somebody. So I think football is the main thing to be together. The main thing to remember Ali is winning games, and for that reason our job and my job here now is again to try to make him happy above us in Premier League as soon as possible.
On the radio and television and the written press, we've heard reminders of his famous commentaries, for instance the European semi-final. Promotion obviously would be a wonderful achievement and a wonderful way of paying tribute to him, as well as something that obviously everybody wants to do as well.
Yes, of course. He was the one who was always joking and smiling and laughing with me about how good was Middlesbrough football club was in Premier League, and for that reason I had the oath to pay him to play in Premier League. For that reason we are gonna do our best. I'm gonna do my best, because again he deserves to watch the games in Premier League.
So on an emotional night, you came from a goal down to win very well against Cardiff, and to, I suppose, get the season very much back on track, because that run of games without winning must have been a slight concern, but that is over now. All the other teams winning as well, so it's important, I suppose, that you use that as a springboard for the rest of the season.
It was, I say always that I prefer to speak about us, and it was really important for us, because we had been 5 games without a win one, and the game started with Ali's applause. So the game started with the goal. The game again was really good. The players had a really good reaction, and I think it's the way. I said after Yankee Downs and after Leeds that if we played in that way, the goals would arrive, because with this squad we're going to score goals and we're going to win games, and for that reason I think it was a really important game on Saturday.
3 of the next 4 games are away from home, obviously starting at Fulham. How tough a period do you think this is going to be?
Tough, because every single game is tough here. Fulham, we couldn't beat Fulham when we played at home. Last season we lost there, so it's a really difficult opponent. But again, my concern is our team, my team. My focus is the game on Saturday, and we have to think about ourselves, because again, with this squad I can't think about other teams.
Your January signings making their mark in the first goal on Tuesday. You had Jordan Rhodes and Ramirez both involved before the own goal, and then Ramirez obviously scoring as well. So they're sort of obviously gelling and they're sort of bedding into the squad, aren't they?
Yes, and I knew, because we've had important injuries, especially in defence, and when the players are arriving again in defence, and when the players who have come in attack, I knew that the team was going to be better, and Cardiff was a really good opponent. They are fighting for players' position, and it was a good game, in the same way that it was a good game against Leeds and a good game against St Kilda. But now we are better, the players who have arrived are better, the time in Marbella I think was good to be together, and for that reason I am confident for the future.
It is starting to look like, now that Brighton have got over their bad run, it's starting to look like 4 teams for 2 automatic promotion places. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, well, they can't forget the derby, for example, again, so I think it's going to be tough till the end, because every single game is going to be difficult. Every single day, most of the teams are playing for something, or relegation, or playoffs, or promotion, so every single game is going to be difficult.
Could you just update us on injuries finally from me? Injuries, the latest situation, who's good, who's not?
I don't think Danny can play, and the rest of the team I think is ready to play.
Aitor, sorry for being late first of all. Just a couple of questions from me. 15 games to go. You've been there before last season. How much does it help that you've been in that position? Do you think that the pressure of last season will help you this time?
I think it was difficult, because it's difficult to compare, because last season, for example, the team who was at the top of the table finally didn't play the playoffs. So last season was really strange, because at this time Bournemouth and Watford were not in the highest position. And for that reason, their last 10-12 games were amazing. For that reason, this league you never know. For that reason, my experience here for 2 years says me that we have to think about the following game, and then after Fulham, Blackburn, and then Wolves, because it's difficult to think long term. Personally,
how do you cope with the pressure of it all?
I said always that the pressure I think is the pressure. The pressure is when I came here after a month and we were 2 points above the relegation position. There was pressure, but to have pressure with the squad that I have, and with the players who I have, I like that pressure. And now, because we are so in everybody that when we play in our way, we are a difficult team to beat. So for the reason I have to think about ourselves, and if we play in our way, I'm sure that we are going to win the games.
And looking at Fulham, do you think with the players they have, particularly in attacking positions, that they're in a false position in the league?
Yes, they have a really good team. They have a good manager. Last season he got promotion with Watford, so he's experienced. He knows the league, and with him the team has improved the last month or month and a half, which he's there. For the reason it's going to be a difficult game. They are playing, I think, for nothing, because they are far from the relegation position. For the reason it's difficult, because those players playing without pressure, they can play their best, and we felt the last season when we went there playing for promotion and we lost that game. For that reason we have to think that it's going to be a tough game.
Finally from me, just watching the game the other night, Dale Fry, who played centre back, I know he's only a teenager, but he looked as though he's been playing there for years. How big a future do you think he has?
He has everything, but I said when he played the first game against Preston, and I said that day that we have to be careful with him, because he's 18 years old, and in football and in the life everything can change in one second, but if the normal development is going to be an amazing player, because he is now 18 years old, and the first game was a surprise for everybody, the following one against Leeds, I thought that it was going to be difficult because Leeds is a difficult atmosphere, and he was one of the best. And on Tuesday again at home, pressure, and he was one of the best. And for that reason, his future is really good, and he has to keep going because he has everything.